Hello everyone. Tonight we're going to talk about getting a promotion so big it burns you alive. Picture this. You're good at your job, you're pious, you do everything right, and one day the big boss calls you into the main office. Except the office is the heart of creation, and the promotion involves having your flesh turned to fire and your bones to burning coals. That's you tonight. You are Enoch, a mortal man, and you are about to be remade into the angel Metatron. And let's be clear, you probably won't survive it. The man you are right now will be completely annihilated to make way for what you will become. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you really like what I'm doing here. Drop your location and local time in the comments. It's a small ritual of ours to see how our little strange community spans the globe. Now, turn off the lights, maybe turn on the fan for some soft noise, and let's get started tonight. Before the fire, there was clay. You remember the feeling of it, cool and damp, beneath your fingernails. Your name is Enoch, and you are a man who writes. You press a sharpened reed into wet tablets, keeping the records of your people. Lineages, harvests, the seasons of the sun and moon. Your world is new, still soft around the edges. The great flood is still just a dark rumor in the heart of God. Your grandfather, Methuselah, is still alive, his face a roadmap of ancient stories. You remember him speaking of his own ancestors, and the great stone circles they built at a place that would one day be called Göbekli Tepe, dragging massive pillars under a blanket of stars to create the world's first temple. You live a simple life. You have a wife, children. You love the earthy smell that rises from the baked ground after a sudden shower. That scent, petrichor, a perfume made by soil-dwelling bacteria, is the smell of home. You are a good man, quiet man, but there's something different about you. Biblical scholars still debate the exact nature of your relationship with God before the ascent, whether walking with God was a metaphor for piety or described a more literal, physical companionship. For you, it's simple. When you walk through the fields at dusk, you feel a presence beside you. A warmth. A silent, approving company that has been your companion for all of your 365 years. Then one evening, the walk is different. The presence doesn't just feel beside you. It feels in you. There's no booming voice from the clouds. No parting of the heavens. Just a quiet, internal understanding that your work with the clay tablets is finished. It's time to go. You don't say goodbye to your family. You can't. There are no words for where you are going. You simply turn from your path and walk toward the horizon. And with each step, the ground feels less solid, the air less thin. It's like getting a celestial Uber pickup, except you didn't order it, and it has a one-way destination to everything. You are rising. You pass the moon, a silent, pockmarked guardian. You pass the sun. Not a gentle warmth but a roaring, impossible furnace that should incinerate you, but doesn't. You are moving through the gears of creation, the great cosmic machinery. And you arrive, not at a gate, but in a place of infinite light and sound. The throne room. Here, God is not an old man on a chair. God is a pressure, a gravity, a song that is building and collapsing the universe in every single moment. And it is looking at you. This is where Enoch ends. The transformation begins at your fingertips. You watch, detached, as your skin begins to glow, first with a soft luminescence, then brighter, until it shimmers and ignites. Your flesh turns to flame. It is not a fire that consumes. It is a fire that is. The pain is absolute, a language your mortal mind was never meant to comprehend, but it lasts only a second before it transmutes into pure ecstasy. Your sinews and tendons, the ropes that held your human form together, snap and reform as threads of living fire. Your bones, the sturdy frame of Enoch the man, heat to a white-hot intensity and become burning coals, a cage of light. You feel your heart, that faithful muscle, beat one last time before it dissolves into a star. Your eyes melt and become twin bolts of lightning. Your eyelashes, which once caught dust and tears, now flicker as living torches. Every hair on your body becomes a ray of searing light. You are being unmade and remade, taken apart and reassembled into something greater, like a child's toy being rebuilt into a weapon of divine will. You are no longer a man. You are a construct of light and fire and purpose. You feel the absurdity of your old life. You once worried about fixing a broken sandal strap. Now, your feet are columns of holy fire. This is a bit of an upgrade. When the process is complete, you stand tall, a being of impossible radiance. You are greater than the angels who were born of light, because you were once made of dirt. You remember the clay. You know what it is to be fragile. A new name settles upon you, woven from the fabric of your new being. Metatron. It sounds vaguely like a robot from a futuristic saga, and you suppose, in a way, that's what you are, a divinely engineered being. You are Enoch, but Enoch is now just a memory, a single note in the grand symphony of what you have become. Your first sensation as Metatron, and your work is not about to begin, but of perspective. You are standing in the heart of forever, a being of pure flame, but you still have the ghost of a memory of being Enoch, a man who loved the smell of rain on dry earth. Now, you don't just see the universe, you are connected to it. A throne, almost as grand as the throne of glory itself, is placed beside the epicenter of all creation. For you, a shimmering curtain, woven from the light of unborn stars and the echoes of every prayer ever whispered, is draped over you. It's a divine privacy screen which is both a great honor and a little suspicious, like getting the corner office but with tinted windows. The host of angels, beings born of primordial light, murmur in a language of pure resonance. Who is this ascended ape, this creature of clay, to be seated so high? You can feel their static, their confusion. You, who once etched records onto fragile tablets, are now the celestial scribe. Your consciousness is the new archive. You don't need a pen. You simply are the record. Every thought, from the fleeting doubt of a merchant in UR to the complex battle strategies of a king millennia in the future, is known to you. Every soul, its path, its choices, its triumphs, its sorrows, is a thread you can see and touch. It's like having the search history of the entire universe downloaded directly into your brain. Centuries ripple by. A great scholar, a rabbi named Ishmael, undertakes a mystical journey, ascending through the 7 heavens. When he reaches the final sanctum, he's met by a wall of terrifying angels, beings of pure, unforgiving protocol. They are the guardians, the bouncers at the door of the VIP lounge of existence, and they are not impressed by this mortal. But you step forward from your throne, a pillar of gentle fire. You vouch for him. He is one of ours. You communicate, and the titanic angels bow, parting to let him pass. You are his guide now. You show him the things no mortal is meant to see. You show him the storehouses of hail and the treasuries of snow. You show him the chambers where the souls of the righteous rest, shimmering in a placid light, and the cavernous, turbulent vaults where the souls of the wicked await judgment. You point out a small, unassuming creature in the cosmic blueprint of life, the axolotl, a salamander that can regenerate almost any part of its body, including its own brain. A little divine experiment in resilience. You tell Ishmael, God has a fondness for creatures that refuse to break. To explain your role as a scribe, you pull a thread of memory from the tapestry of time. You show him the great library of Alexandria, not as it was, but as it burned. You let him feel the sorrow of all that lost knowledge, the smoke from a million scrolls turning to ash. Then you show him that it's all still here, safe in your memory. Every last word. Nothing is ever truly lost, Rabbi. You say, your voice a chorus of whispers and flame. It is merely archived. You guide him past angelic governors of planets and scribes who record the turning of the seasons. He asks you about free will, about how a person can be free if God knows all that will happen. You smile, a gesture that ripples the light around you. Theologians on earth will one day debate the paradox of free will versus divine omniscience. You explain, but from here you can see it's less a paradox and more a matter of perspective. God built the road, but you still have to walk it. Ishmael, trembling in awe, asks who you are. You tell him your name is Metatron, and that you have 69 others. Each name is a facet of your duty, a key to a different office of the heavens. It's a bit much to put on a business card. This is when you explain your most controversial title, Yahweh Hakatan. The little Yahweh, you are heaven's co-regent. When you speak, your voice carries the authority of the throne. You're like the Creator's younger brother who has been given the keys to the all-powerful family car, and none of the older angelic siblings are thrilled about it. This is the source of the unease you feel from the host. This closeness to God, for one who was once a man, is seen by some as a dangerous imbalance, a threat to the divine order. You are a walking, talking, flaming heresy waiting to happen. For now, your power is absolute. You command the celestial armies. You hold the keys to the cosmic storehouses. But as you lead the rabbi back towards the boundary of the mortal world, you can feel the weight of all those angelic eyes on your fiery back. They are watching and they are waiting. The power you wield is a silent, efficient hum. Under your stewardship, the machinery of heaven runs perfectly. Stars are born on schedule. Destinies are recorded without error. And the celestial hosts move with a precision that would make a drill sergeant weep with joy. But there's a tension in the perfection. You can see it in the way the other angels watch you. Their deference is flawless, but it's brittle. They look upon you with a kind of awestruck horror, like a beautifully crafted paradox they cannot solve. They are seeing a pattern known as crown shyness, where the tops of great trees grow close but never touch, creating a canopy of beautiful, anxious gaps. The angels give you your space. The catalyst for change is, once again, a mortal. His name is Elisha ben Abuya, a rabbi and scholar who, like Ishmael before him, makes the perilous journey to the throne room. But Elisha is different. Where Ishmael was filled with humble awe, Elisha is filled with an ambitious fire. He's not here to learn, he's here to see. When his eyes, still clouded with mortal dust, fall upon the scene, he misinterprets it completely. He sees the throne of glory, the seat of God, an object of such power it is almost impossible to behold. And right beside it he sees your throne. He sees you, Metatron, seated, a being of fire who was once flesh and bone. In his excitement, in his arrogance, he makes a fatal declaration. He shouts it into the sacred silence of the seventh heaven. There are two powers in heaven. The universe holds its breath. The hum of creation ceases. The light of a billion stars seems to flicker. It's the most profound and awkward silence imaginable. The kind of silence that follows a declaration so wrong it threatens to tear a hole in the fabric of reality. You, who were once the man Enoch, feel a phantom echo of human embarrassment. Elisha's words hang in the air, a blasphemy born of your very existence. Rabbinic scholars have long debated whether your punishment was a literal event or a theological allegory, a necessary story to curb the mystical traditions that elevated you too highly. But for you, in this moment, it is terrifyingly real. The mistake was Elisha's, but the cause is you. You are the evidence. So you must become the lesson. Presence is summoned. An angel named Anapil, a being who exists for the sole purpose of enforcing divine will. He carries a whip woven from the fire of a star that died in sorrow. God does not need to speak a command. The necessity of the moment is absolute. You must be humbled. In front of the entire celestial court that you command, you are made to stand, and Anapil brings down the whip. 60 times. Each lash is not just pain, it's a theological statement. The first lash declares, you are not a creator. The second, you are a creation. The 10th, your throne is a gift, not a right. The 30th, your knowledge is a reflection, not the source. With each strike of fire, a layer of your perceived divinity is stripped away, burned off in a public, ritualistic act of cosmic HR. Even in heaven, it seems there's a brutal performance review process. As the fiery whip falls, you have a moment of cosmic clarity, thinking of how humanity, too, would one day fight bloody wars over the nature of God, such as at the Council of Nicaea. It seems that arguments about the divine org chart are a universal constant. When it is over, you are left standing, every fiber of your fiery being resonating with the pain and the purpose of the lesson. You are ordered to remain standing, forever a servant in the presence of the true power. You are still Metatron. Your names are still yours. Your duties are unchanged. But your status is irrevocably redefined. You are not a partner in power. You are the chief servant. The controversy is settled. You are no longer a walking paradox. You are a warning. You are the sacred boundary line drawn between ambition and blasphemy, the highest a mortal can rise and the clear, painful proof that there is a line that can never be crossed. You are the greatest of all angels, and your greatness is now cemented in your eternal, magnificent humility. Word count, 1073. And so, your story finds its strange and quiet equilibrium. The journey that began in the dust of the earth, with a man who simply walked with his God, has concluded here, in the heart of all light. You were lifted from the world of clay and rain, remade in a crucible of celestial fire, granted power that rivaled the stars themselves, a name whispered in awe and fear across the heavens. You were given a throne, a title that implied you were a second divinity, a co-ruler in a kingdom of one. But that was a test not for you but for creation itself. Your very presence was a question, and your humbling was the universe's resounding answer. The fire of your chastisement was not a punishment so much as it was a final tempering, burning away the last vestiges of pride that might cling to a soul raised so impossibly high. Now you serve not as a king, but as the perfect attendant, your glory forever defined by your proximity to the one true glory, your power forever understood as a borrowed, sacred trust. So when you think of this being of fire, do not think of a fall from grace. Think instead of a settling into place. Imagine that quiet, eternal stillness after the final, fiery lash. The story of Enoch, the man who became Metatron, is not a tragedy. It is simply a lesson about the nature of power, and a reassuring reminder that in the grand cosmic order of things, every single being, from the smallest human to the greatest angel, has their own perfect and necessary place. And now you can return to yours. Rest easy. The record is kept. The night is safe. End of script. Thank you for listening.